Hey everybody, it is Nick Chappell back for another episode of Nick Does Disney, and you don't want to see me just with a blank white wall behind me, right? That is a much better view, my friends. That is EPCOT, of course. You see Spaceship Earth. You see some construction going on. The Harmonious barge is being built. There's the Italy Pavilion. You can see so much Cosmic Rewind being built over there. I'm heading to EPCOT right now. I'm at the Riviera Resort, like I said, so I'm gonna hop on the Skyliner, and today it is all about the Flower and Garden Festival. So I hope you're hungry. Let's go look at some eats. Right this way to the Skyliner. So it is just after 11 a.m. I'm not sure exactly what time the Skyliner opens, but I do know that when it's park opening, probably 10:15, 10:30, this line is insanely long for everybody trying to rush over there and rope drop EPCOT. Luckily for me, I didn't need to be there first thing in the morning, so I won't have to deal with crazy lines to get on this thing. You know, this may be heresy. I don't know. I know people love the monorails, but I love the Skyliner. It might just be my favorite mode of transportation in Disney World. It's definitely better than the buses, I know that. Yeah, remember when I said there should be no line since the park's been open for a little bit? Yeah, I was wrong, and this thing is moving slow. Thank you. All right, we are on and getting ready to head to EPCOT. Lovely ride on the Skyliner as always. Welcome to beautiful EPCOT for Flower and Garden Festival, everybody. Yeah, we're gonna see a lot of really awesome topiaries today. All right, so first things first, the first thing I see right after I walk into the park are these cute little orange bird masks. So, gotta get one for the festival, right? Also in here, and this is super important, you gotta get your little passport book. It's gonna give you all the food items in here, all the different booths. For example, Trowel and Trellis. Look at all this tasty food. So we're going to be going through this book a lot today. We're going to try to hit up as many booths as we can for lunch. So first things first when you come here, always get this book. It's going to be your best friend. And look what else I got. Had to get a little Orange Bird shoulder plush because who doesn't love Orange Bird? Isn't he awesome? Check out my new mask. I'm loving it, man. Loving the Orange Bird, of course. Big fan of the Orange Bird. So I look very Flower and Garden appropriate now. So we are just walking into World Showcase. I think we're going to hit up the World Showcase Plaza Pavilion. I can never remember the name of that place, but the one that's inside with a few booths in there, because it's going to get crazy later. So let's go hit up those first. And along the way, who do we run into but that dastardly Captain Hook and Peter Pan. I'm telling you, the topiaries here are just awesome. And opposite of those guys, in the England Pavilion, got Mary Poppins, looking practically perfect in every way. Hanging out, waving hi to everybody. A couple of other awesome topiaries. Got the Pooh characters, Rabbit and Pooh. And then over here, of course, you've got Tigger, Piglet, and everybody's favorite little down in the dumps guy, Eeyore. Cheer up, buddy. All right, we're getting ready to walk into World Showcase Plaza. Like I said, this place tends to get pretty busy as the day goes on, so we're gonna hit it up early, but look at this really cool Disney horticulture truck out front. That is a tongue twister. Bunch of cool flowers, bunch of tools of the trade, bunch of weed whackers in there. You know me, man, I'm lazy. I just hire somebody to cut my grass. All right, so we're inside. And see, this is why you come here early in the day, because when it gets super hot outside and everybody's ready to cool off and chow down on food, this place gets insanely crowded. Cool little flower and garden backdrop if you want to take a photo. but I'm here for the food. This is the Festival Favorites booth. We're definitely gonna get that beef brisket, burnt ends, and pork belly slider, 100%. Key lime tart, maybe, but I'm here for the slider, for sure. I gotta tell you, look at them preparing all that tasty food. Alrighty, so as I showed you, the first stop of the day was the Festival Favorites booth. And yes, a lot of my favorite things are indeed here, but I will show you first. This is the beef brisket, burnt ends, and smoked pork belly slider with garlic sausage. That's this right on top. And of course, there's a giant pickle on top of there as well. There is chorizo, cheddar fondue, and house-made pickle. Man, that sounds really, really good. So I'm looking forward to that because I love brisket. Of course, this is the fried green tomatoes with blue crab fennel salad, remoulade, and smoked paprika oil. That sounds very nice. And for dessert, I love a good key lime pie. So this is key lime tart with toasted meringue. So kind of give you a little 360 view of some of this stuff. And we shall dive on in and see how everything tastes. I imagine pretty good. So the lighting is always kind of funky in here because they have all these different colorful lights going on. But I think I'm going to start with the brisket because I'm a brisket guy through and through. So on the giant toothpick is where they have the sausage and the pickle. I'm going to set that aside just for a second. Ooh, that cheese fondue that's on there is super good. Oh, this is going to be messy. It is very, very cheesy fondue all over this place. But let's give it a shot. That's really good. I love brisket. This is nice and smoky in there. The cheese fondue is awesome. The sauce on top. Everything about this just works really well. This is why I like Flower and Garden, because I'm a summer food kind of guy. I love barbecue food and all that. I don't like winter foods like stews and big heavy meals and meats and stuff. You know, like roasts and whatever winter stuff is. I'm not a fan. Barbecue, summery food, this is why I love Flower and Garden. I want to try the sausage too because there is a nice, what kind of sausage is it? Does it say? Garlic sausage. All right. Tastes almost like a kielbasa. Super good though. Yeah, it is garlicky. And a pickle. Refreshing. Now let us try the fried green tomato. As you can see, there's some crab meat down in there as well. It's like a crab fennel salad is what I think I said it was. I'll put the description in here again so you can see everything that's in here, but I love fried green tomatoes, especially at Homecoming over in Disney Springs. Theirs are really, really good. Gonna be hard to beat that, but for a festival, let's see how they taste. All right, so I managed to get a little bit of everything: the crab, the fried green tomato, and the paprika oil. Wow. That's actually surprisingly really good. I didn't know what to expect, especially like crab. You know, you think they're gonna use the cheap crab. This is some solid crab meat. And that paprika oil on there is really, really good. It gives it just a tiny bit of spice too. So the crab is kind of chilled. The tomato is nice and warm. Really good contrast. All in all, the flavors and everything just work. This is really, really good. With this one, I gotta tell you, the paprika oil on there is really, really good. I wish they would just bottle that stuff and sell it because I would just eat it. Just straight, just like that. I would put it on anything. It's very good. And the fried green tomatoes are just cooked perfectly. Really, really good. So now, let's try this key lime tart, shall we? All right, time to dive into the key lime tart. It's got the nice little like white chocolate on top. I think that's what that green strip was. So I got a nice little piece. Okay. The reason why I like key lime tart is because it's nice and light. You know, the meringue is super airy. It's just toasted really, really nicely. The meringue itself is wonderful, and the graham cracker crust is really light too. So this isn't one of those like super heavy desserts where you can only take a few bites and it's overly rich and just sits kind of heavy. This is nice, it's cool, it's light. Again, why it's on the festival favorites probably because it's pretty good. They also have some other really cool stuff to look at inside this pavilion as well. Like, look, this is how they make all the topiary. So this is Fantasia Mickey. Obviously, it's just like a big, giant metal wire sculpture, and then they let the topiary kind of grow in and out of it to take that shape. That's pretty cool. See, kids, you can come to Epcot, you can eat tasty food, and you can learn something as well. And there's Spike to Be, part of the little hunt that they have going on here. So in case you didn't know, you can go to one of a few gift shops, you get a little map, You go around, you find all the little spiked bees, and then you win a prize at the end. Very cool. Here's some fun little facts. Did you know that there are over 4 million shrubs maintained and landscaped in all of Disney World, and that the total number of plant species represented is nearly 3,500? The more you know. So this is kind of a fun booth. This is the Farmer's Feast, and this one actually has a rotating menu, so it's gonna change from time to time. Some good looking stuff on there, but I think we'll pass on this one today. And has been the case with a few of the festivals so far since the parks reopened. For Flower and Garden, they have a piano set up, and Carol, the piano lady, as everybody likes to call her, she plays in the UK over at Rose and Crown. But for the festival, she's been playing inside here, and it's wonderful. So hopefully we'll get to catch her. If not, another day. All right, this is the last booth in here, and this is what I'm gonna go to because I'm gonna get the house-made potato and cheddar biscuit with the salmon tartare for sure. That sounds wonderful. So let's go get in line and get it. And here we have it from Cider House, as I showed you. This is the house-made potato and cheddar biscuit with salmon tartare. Nothing wrong with that, man. I love a cheddar biscuit, and I love, love, love salmon tartare, anything like that. And yeah, I'm not really 100% sure what the sauce is on there. It doesn't say it in my little book, but I imagine it's something like a tartar sauce. I'm not sure, but let's dive on in. All right, so before I put the top of the biscuit on and eat it as a biscuit, I just want to take a little bit of the salmon by itself and see how it tastes. That is so good, and it is so cold. My wife hates cold fish. It's just not her thing. This is super good. And it's not like low quality salmon either. That's really good. But now, let's see how it tastes with the biscuit on top of it, because that's how it's supposed to be eaten. Look at this thing. This thing is thick. I mean, that's like an inch thick of salmon on there. That's a lot. Sorry, that wasn't graceful. But it is very good. And it's a good biscuit too. And the biscuit's even pretty cold itself too. It's got a little bit of a chill on it. So again, that's why I love this pavilion. It's dark, it's cool. This is a cold item through and through. So if you just wanna, get out of the heat, escape it a little bit. I don't know how fish is gonna sit in your stomach when you go back out into the heat, cold fish, hot day. I don't know. But what I do know is this is very good. All right, so that's that for the World Showcase Pavilion. Overall, really good items in here. I like that salmon tartare a lot. I was trying to figure out what the sauce was. I saw somebody made a copycat recipe. It said it was sour cream and half, so I'm not really sure, but it was pretty good. But now we are done in here. Time to head back outside, I should say, and go to some more booths. And right outside the World Showcase Pavilion, look at these topiary. And right outside the pavilion, look at these, Mickey and Minnie. How cute. All right, so that was awesome. Tons of good food in there, as I said. I don't really have a plan. I don't know what I'm craving. I know it's here, so let's just kind of roam around, see where the day takes us, and see what we decide to eat next. Miss Piggy, looking good. Kermit the Frog, riding his little bicycle with the giant harmonious barges in the background.
A 1, 2, bibbidi boo.
So here in Canada, this is the Northern Bloom booth. They have some seared scallops, beef tenderloin tips, griddled maple pound cake, some good sounding stuff, but nothing I want at the moment. So we're gonna keep going. Oof, I'm kind of glad this isn't one that I really want to do because this line is out of control. Canada are usually pretty popular. Some more awesome topiaries. You've got Donald and Daisy. Very nice, and then behind them, always causing trouble, Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Awesome. I'm telling you, EPCOT just never looks better than it does at Flower and Garden. Just look at all these beautiful flowers, all the Mickeys in the flower beds. It's just so beautiful. Look at this guy, Pluto. He's got a tape measure. What could he be measuring? Maybe he's the one behind all the construction around here. And of course, one of the most popular topiaries here. Got Mickey, Minnie, and Goofy. And Spaceship Earth in the background. Not too shabby. All right, so right now I'm walking over to a new booth this year. It's over by Test Track. We're walking that way, but I'm just walking through the park right now, and it's just a trippy feeling. I was here last year in March for the first day of Flower and Garden, which was also the first day of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Little did we know that about a week later, the parks were going to be shut down for a few months. So it's just kind of a crazy feeling to know that I was just here just over a year ago, and everything was normal. It was packed. They had everything open and everything going. And now we're just kind of slowly, just now, a year later, getting to kind of normal, and many things are still closed. So here's hoping by next Flower and Garden, we're fully back to normal. All right, so here we are. This is the new booth. It's over by Test Track. It was the donut box. This is the Sunshine Griddle, and it's about 12:20 in the afternoon, so maybe we could consider this brunch, but you've got avocado toast, shrimp and grits, corned beef brisket hash, and fried cinnamon roll bites. It all looks good. Should we maybe just go ahead and get it all? We'll see. So I'm getting in line, and since we're over here, we should probably do Test Track after the food. I might have to digest for a second, but when I'm in EPCOT, you gotta, oh, that's loud. You gotta write Test Track, right? Because it would not be an EPCOT festival if I didn't eat off of a trash can at least once. But you gotta go where you can find somewhere to put your food, and here I am, and I've got a speaker next to me, so I'm sorry if the music is loud, but let's go over this food. First, we have the avocado toast with marinated toy box tomatoes and fresh goat cheese on toasted ciabatta. Look at that, beautiful little edible flowers on there as well. This is a beautiful looking dish. I mean, just look at that. My wife hates making avocado toast. Love you, babe. So you don't have to make it, now I can have it, which is awesome. Over here, we have the corned beef brisket hash with house-made potato barrels, as you can see. We've also got onions, pepper, cheese curds. What else is on there? A soft poached egg and Tabasco hollandaise. So that sounds good. Then you've got shrimp and grits right there. Blackened shrimp and cheddar cheese grits with brown gravy and sweet corn salsa. And finally, we have the fried cinnamon roll bites. I've heard a lot about these with cream cheese frosting and candied bacon. So I'm gonna try to dive in while it's still warm, and I will let you know what I think of it all. All right, again, I know I'm not being super elegant with a lot of this food today, but you gotta do what you gotta do to eat some of this stuff. So here's the avocado toast. Again, just look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. So I'm just gonna pick the whole thing up and just take a big bite, see how this turns out. Could be messy. Avocados and guacamole are my favorite thing ever. This is awesome. There's a lot of flavor in there too, because sometimes avocado, if you don't doctor it up right, it can just be bland and boring, but lots of really good seasoning in there. The toy box tomatoes are awesome. The cheese on top, it all just works really well, and I love the toasted ciabatta on the bottom too. So again, this is like a whole brunch theme, and so far, one bite, they knocked it out of the park with this one. It's just such a fun idea because everybody loves breakfast for dinner. Why have they never had a breakfast booth at any of these festivals? So it's about time, Disney. It's about time. All right, so next up, I'm gonna try the corned beef brisket hash. It's got the perfect egg on there. I don't know if it's so perfect. It's pretty cooked. It's supposed to be more poached, so it kind of gets a little runny. This is, I can show you, not perfectly poached. Not at all. But we'll have to see how everything else is. What is on there? It is cheese curds and egg with Tabasco hollandaise. So that's their hollandaise on there. So the egg doesn't look like it's cooked the way it should be, but let's try everything else. If I can kind of mix it all together here. Try to get a little bite of everything, minus the cheese curds, because we're gonna have to cut that, but. I definitely don't taste the Tabasco at all. I'm not getting any heat from that. The sauce is kind of flavorless. I gotta tell you, not a fan. The brisket's not even all that good. It's hard. All right, so I actually had to change locations. I was in the middle of trying to do this whole thing, and I was told I had to move because I had to change the trash can. But took a bite, took a couple of bites. It's really not all that good. I haven't tried one of these potato barrels yet, so let's try it with that. The potato barrel's pretty good. I mean, if that's the best thing on the dish, you're in trouble. All in all, the brisket, the little pieces of that are hard. The sauce is flavorless. The egg was overcooked. This is a bummer because I thought this one was going to be really good and one that I would want to go back and get more of, but I'm gonna put that one to the side. So we're gonna move on from that. How about shrimp and grits? Really hard to mess up shrimp and grits. Actually, you know what? It's not hard to screw up shrimp and grits, because if your grits are off, man, it's just not gonna be any good, so. Okay. And this is good. I said it was blackened, and you can definitely taste that in there. It's got that blackened kind of Cajun flavor in there. It's got a little bit of a kick. It's brown gravy and sweet corn salsa. The shrimp is actually cooked very nicely. It was super easy to overcook shrimp. And then it just gets rubbery and weird. But this is perfectly cooked. I love the gravy on there. The grits are pretty creamy now. It's been sitting out for a little bit while I was getting set up and trying the other food, and then I had to move and all that, so it's not piping hot at the moment. Even with that being said, it's still really, really solid. This is a good dish. I love shrimp and grits. I don't get to eat it a ton. It's not something we would make at home. It's something only when we get out and about. But this is a solid dish. As you can see, I really enjoyed that shrimp and grits. Very good. The corned beef brisket hash, on the other hand, it's going back to that trash can. All right, so the last thing we have to try was something I was kind of on the fence about. I didn't know if I was going to get it, but in the, oh, it's sticky. In the interest of science, I will try it for you. And this is the fried cinnamon roll bites. These things are massive. I mean, really, really big, and it's got a cream cheese frosting and candied bacon. Actually, I'm curious, so I'm gonna cut one in half and see what it looks like in the middle of these bad boys. Oh, this is a sticky, sticky mess. Probably should have got a knife. Oh yeah, well, it's not cutting well, but look, inside is all that like cinnamon icing business. So again, not gonna be graceful. Let's take a big old bite. That was disgusting and I apologize. But this is what I was the least looking forward to. These are really good. It tastes just like a cinnamon roll, like fresh out of the oven. It's all nice and gooey in the middle. It's not overcooked. It is very, very soft. It's not super dense. I didn't get a lot of the bacon on it, which is fine because I'm not a bacon kind of guy, but it's gonna be super duper messy and getting sugar everywhere. But all in all, this is a really nice little sweet treat. Cinnamon rolls are kind of like a treat in our house. We don't make them hardly ever other than like holidays and whatnot. So I'm going to savor this and enjoy it. All right, so I'm all done at Sunshine Griddle, and a quick review, some hits and some misses of the avocado toast was very good. The shrimp and grits were very solid as well. That was kind of a surprise. That corned beef brisket hash was not good. That is not one that I will go back and get ever. I mean, maybe it was just a bad dish of it. I don't know, but it was not good. The surprise was those fried cinnamon roll bites, and that's not my thing. I don't really like to eat a lot of fried stuff, but I got it just to kind of review it. I was curious. And I'm glad I got it, man. Those things were so good. So 3 of the 4 very good. I would recommend. Maybe that brisket hash thing was just, you know, maybe it was just a bad dish of it. I don't know. So overall, a solid new addition here to the Flower and Garden Festival. Alrighty, so since we just ate over by Test Track at the new Sunshine Griddle, I say let's take a ride break. Let's go do Test Track and some other fun rides around EPCOT. What do you say? Let's do it. check out every single time here at EPCOT, the EPCOT experience. You can kind of see little glimpses of what they're working on and coming here to EPCOT Center, and there's a lot on the way.
Welcome to a place that celebrates the magic of possibility and always has light from the very beginning.
In fact, the heart of everything we'll be doing in Disney World will be our experimental prototype city of tomorrow. We call it EPCOT.
I do love the EPCOT experience. I love to see everything that's coming our way, and I'm super excited for all of it. But we've done a lot today. We've done a few food booths. We did a few rides. We've had a good time. But before I leave for now, let's do one more food booth. So let's walk around and see what tickles my fancy, if you will. You gotta love the Three Caballeros, man. Look who's out and about meeting and greeting today. Socially distanced meet and greet, of course. Got Elsa. It's hot out, so maybe she can cool us off a little. We go from real Elsa to topiary Anna and Elsa. When we look for food, here's some fun flower and garden merchandise. The new orange bird ears for this year. Looking very cute. And then down here, the new flower and garden orange bird spirit jersey. Because everybody loves a good spirit jersey. It's a little warm for that. Now this is interesting. This is 100% nylon. It kind of looks like it would be like a rain jacket or something, but it's not. It's all nylon. But it's very cool. It's super light and very see-through, by the way. So you would just kind of wear that over something as a kind of like a windbreaker. And I love the new cups this year. You can never have enough of these cups, and they have the little orange balls in the top that kind of float around too. And I love the new cup this year. They have the orange little balls at the top that kind of float around as well. Super cool. And I showed you this earlier. Orange bird shoulder plush.
What do you think about this,
Love it.
Mama?
It honestly does not matter to me how many times I come to EPCOT. 10 times out of 10, I will always stop by the little train station village in Germany. I love watching this thing. It's so much fun. Look how cool. It's the little things. I mean, the whole track itself is huge. We've got a broken down train here. Somebody's gonna need to come fix that. Yeah, I mean, this train just goes on and on and on. It's a huge setup. And one of my favorite things, I'll show you, because I think they're over here. There you go. In the little villages during festival season, they change the little flags into whatever festival it is. So right now, we've got little flower and garden flags. How awesome is that? Again, the little things. Very cool dragon topiary here over in the Japan Pavilion. Speaking of Japan, let's go hit up their booth and see what kind of tasty food they have. I do know one super duper popular thing that I think we're gonna try. Before we order, here's a quick look at the menu here at Hanami. This is the Japan booth. It's got the frushi, the shrimp and crab, soy glazed pork shank, a couple of specialty drinks as well. So no line right now, which is weird because usually the Japan booths are always packed. So let's go hop in there and get a couple of things. Last booth of the day. Beautiful view to go with my food here at the Hanami booth in Japan. Look at this tastiness that I have before me. This is a very popular booth. Usually the line is super duper long, but right now there's hardly anybody in it, so I had to hop on over. But this is the frushi. This is the thing that everybody raves about every year. It's not sushi, it's frushi, so it's fruit instead of fish. It is strawberry, pineapple, and cantaloupe wrapped in sweet rice and pink soy wrap served with whipped cream, drizzled berry sauce, and toasted coconut. I get it every year, so I had to get that again. And then right over here, I have shrimp and crab with spicy mayo and cucumber slices finished with creamy avocado and violet sauce. And what I really dig about it is they put it in the shape of a little Mickey. How awesome is that? So two pretty light-ish kind of dishes. Shrimp and crab, very light, and the fruit is gonna be very light and very refreshing on this very hot day. It is getting super hot. It's almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon, hottest part of the day. So let me guzzle this down. All right, so first things first, we're gonna go with the frushi. That is the fan favorite, and the whipped cream is melting mighty fast. So we need to go ahead and kind of dive in before it's completely gone. And this frushi is just falling apart everywhere. I'm just making a big old mess, don't mind me. But it's great. I mean, again, you can't mess it up. It's sweet rice with fruit in it. You know, this is like kid-friendly sushi. This is an introduction to sushi for kiddos. And the main reason I like it is because, again, it's super hot. This is a nice, cold, light dish. And you get your fruit. It's a fairly healthy snack. So frushi, always a winner. A real crowd pleaser. All right, so this is the one that I was most curious about. I don't know if it's new to the festival this year. I don't really stop at the Japan booth a lot, to be honest with you. I'll get the frushi, but I don't really stop here a lot at any of the festivals. I'm not really sure why. Maybe because I can get, Japanese food back home as well. Asian food is kind of one of those things that every city has, and I like to try the, stuff that's a little different at all the festivals. But I'm definitely going to try this again. Just to recap, it is a spicy mayonnaise and cucumber slices, and it's got the crab and the shrimp with the creamy avocado. So I don't know, sounds pretty good to me. I love seafood, so I'm just going to take one of these whole little things and just pop it right in. Yeah, it's really good. Now, oh, I got that little kick at the end. It's violet sauce. I think that gives it that little bit of a kick. And the spicy mayonnaise, I guess. Didn't taste it at first, but definitely get it right at the end. Now, this is another good one. It's super duper light and airy. It's nothing super heavy. So I feel like this booth, if you're looking for something that's not going to weigh you down at the hottest part of the day, Hanami might be the way to go. If you don't like seafood, obviously you're not going to like this one because it is very crab flavored. The shrimp really pops through too. So yeah, if you don't like fish tastes or fishy flavors, all things fish, maybe avoid this one, but I love the little seaweed on top too. All in all, this is another really good dish. I don't know why I don't stop at Japan more. Again, maybe because I can just get Asian food back home. I don't know, but all in all, frushi was great. This shrimp and crab is great too, so 10 out of 10 would recommend. Alrighty, everybody, that is going to do it for me today on this episode of Nick Does Disney. I had a great time at Flower and Garden, but it is the hottest part of the day, so I'm going to call it quits for now because I don't want to eat a whole lot more food when it's this hot outside. But we had some super tasty stuff, so hopefully you saw something you want to try. We did some fun rides, and all in all, had a great time at EPCOT. And I will be back to do another video to hit up some of the other booths that we didn't get to today. So stay tuned for that video. Until next time, I will talk to you later. It's Nick Chappell for Nick Does Disney. Have a great day, everybody.